What's going on YouTube? I'm going to be showing you a physique update, pretty much ending my cut around here, and I've been reversing my calories up the past few days. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what I'm looking like right now. And welcome to the physique part of the video. Here are my old stats or measurements back at the end of my bulk in December. That was also before the 20,000 calorie challenge, where those numbers probably went up a little bit also. And here are my current measurements of where I am right now with everything after. This was about, it looks like it was around 3 months of cutting, but I guess about a week ago or a little more I've been upping my calories and trying to get my weight back up. Here's the difference between all of the measurements. My arms only went down 1/4 inch, which I'm pretty happy about. Quads didn't take that much of a hit. Which is interesting because also I am peaking for a meet now, so my volume is definitely down a good amount, but the weights are heavier and I was in a deficit, so I could definitely expect to lose some fat around the muscle and hopefully not actually losing too much of the muscle, but all measurements are expected to go down at least a little bit, even though in my opinion at this body weight I appear to be a lot bigger than I did in December, just because you usually look better or bigger when you're leaner, but in actuality when you're bulking you are actually bigger. That's because you remove a lot of the fat around the muscles, so they protrude more and just have a bigger appearance. They protrude more through your skin. But also I am very sad. I did lose a good amount on my ass measurement. That's always sad. And then I think on the measurements that I did take, I took them today, and I had a little bit of food before, so they weren't completely fasted, so that waist measurement could be a little up or down from there. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how this cut went, even though as you'll see the story of how these last few pounds came off coming up in the later part of the video. But happy with how I look. You'll see that you don't always perform your best when you look your best, because of course when you do lose body fat you lose a lot of that cushion around the joints, and as I've been told in the force equation, fat mass does still play a factor. So even if you only lose 100% fat, your numbers still could take a decline, and here I am unflexed. So that's what I'm looking like right now. As you can see, a little more frail, a little leaner than I was in the past. I started this cut about 2 months ago after the 20,000 calorie challenge, which I think that night I was 235, and the next morning I was around 230 pounds. Of course, that was just very short-term weight gain. Not all of that was accumulated fat. A lot of it is the excess amount of carbs holding a lot of water and just a lot of excess food in my stomach at the time. So that 230 wasn't the necessary, I guess, official starting point. But over time, I am waking up this week at 211 pounds. Is that a little lighter than I would have liked? Yes. I wanted to hang out around 213 to 215 pounds to put me within a 10-pound water cut of my weight class for collegiate nationals, which is the 93 kilo class, or 205 pounds. So right now I'm 211 pounds, and the way that happened is I was in Florida for the beginning of spring break a weekend or two ago, and when I was there, my birthday was Saturday. So for my birthday, we went out, got a little bit of barbecue. I just had some barbecue turkey because it's low calorie. Then we went to an ice cream shop, and it's pretty much my normal diet, like meat, ice cream. They said this one was served in a cotton candy bowl, so here's the picture of that. So that was really good. And then after that, I went to my grandma's house, and then I was feeling surprisingly really full from that meal. I was assuming it couldn't have been more than maybe 1,200 calories or so, 1,300. That's what I guesstimated at. And then I was just feeling really, really full. And it seemed like I was full to the point that didn't match the amount of calories I ate. So I thought something could have been up. And over time, that fullness kind of turned into a sickness. And eventually, I guess I would consider I had food poisoning or something. I was just vomiting and yada yada, so I was feeling terrible, and I was puking a lot that day, that night, and so after that day I was assuming when I got back because I think I flew back Sunday, so that was like the next day. I was assuming, oh, I puked, I lost a lot of body fluid, so I'm assuming that I'm going to be like 5 pounds less or weigh a lot less. But what ended up happening is, I guess I left to go to Florida around 214 pounds morning weight. When I got back, I weighed myself at night and I was 221 pounds. Of course that was a night weigh-in, but that was very heavy, and I was very surprised because I thought I would be a lot more underweight because the amount of body fluid that I lost. But woke up the next morning, I think I was still like 217, 218, so I guess it's like 4 pounds more than I was when I left. And then, surprisingly, that weight didn't stay. So I guess over the next 2 to 3 days, eventually my body weight dropped all the way down to 211 pounds. So I guess what had happened was, there's 2 guesses to what happened. Is because I lost so much body fluid from, I guess, getting that food poisoning, my body was just, I guess it had a response to hold on to more water within my body because it lost so much. So in response, it was just having me hold water, and that's why I was 220 pounds, and then that just like flushed away over the next like 3 days. Or the other thing that could have happened, but I think this is less likely, is a lot of people seem to sometimes hold water after a long flight. I think my flight was only like, what, 2 to 4 hours? Sorry, I forgot. But I don't think that was long enough to have significant water retention from like that flight, but you never know. It could have happened, but that's why my weight is so low right now. So I've been upping my calories a lot, trying to get that back up. I'm kind of in the range where it's a reverse diet. So adding in calories has made me, I guess, kind of maintain, maybe drop on some days. So I'm up from 2,700 calories at the end of my cut. Today I bumped them up to 3,100 calories. So that's where I am right now. That's why my weight is where it's at. And the goal is to get my weight back around 213, 214 in that area before collegiate nationals, because my performance in the gym has suffered a lot, and almost to a point that even though I lost, what, 3 pounds after the Florida trip, I don't think that should have affected my performance as much as it seems to have. Yeah. On my birthday, I hit a 3x3 of 445. That felt very good. But ever since then, I think hitting a 415 for, what, 4 was very, very difficult. And that was like, I guess, 8.5 RPE. So hoping that my performance increases as my my weight gets back up to where it should be, or I just have to say it is what it is. I don't know what's up with my performance right now, but hopefully it improves over time, hopefully in time for collegiate nationals. But definitely setting my goals, being more realistic about it. It is what it is. You can only control what you can control. Hit your RPEs. Don't listen to your ego and go for the weights that you've hit in the past, because they may not be moving now. You may just be over fatigued. In my case, I may be fatigued, so I can't. Probably my next 3x3, I'm not going to take on 445. I'm going to take on what I can hit on the day without hitting a 10 RP and getting myself injured and taking me out of the meet. So just trying to be smart. Ego took a shot, but it is what it is. But that's where I am right now. That's how I'm looking. Actually, I have a photo shoot tonight because it's probably as lean as I'm going to be for the next year or so. After my next meet or two, I'm looking forward to probably getting more in between powerlifting and bodybuilding, and probably reintroducing more of the bodybuilding type movements, rep ranges, more accessory work, because I do want to gain more size. And so that's the plan moving forward. I'll keep you posted on that. Hopefully collegiate nationals goes well. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.